Hi Ben, nice to meet you man again.
Nice to see you.
Okay, start off, how long have you been playing and what got you into playing blues?
I started playing guitar when I was 9, so that's nearly 25 years ago, which makes me feel very old. And I got into blues from my old next door neighbour actually. He was a big Clapton fan. And I think he taped me a copy of The Cream of Eric Clapton, like a best of that was out in the 80s. And from kind of reading about Clapton, I read that B.B. King was a big influence, so I got a B.B. King record out of the local library. And that was it. That was when I was really hooked.
Okay, that leads me to my next question. Who's your biggest playing influence?
For blues playing, I'd say definitely on the electric. B.B. King. I love B.B. King.
Okay.
Acoustically, probably people like Reverend Gary Davis, Jerry Reed. He's a bit more country. I don't know much of his stuff, which is I should. It's more generally, B.B. King, John Martin as well, but again, he's not quite so blues.
Okay. Where are your favourite gigs to play, and where's the best blues scene in the UK of all the places you play in?
My favourite gigs to play in the UK?
Yeah.
I really like playing in Norwich, which I know sounds silly, but there's always a really good crowd whenever I've been. I've only been here twice, but I've been really knocked out by the number of people who come out and the fact that they're actually really kind of music fans. They listen, which is really nice. So I'd say Norwich is one of my favourite towns to play, just because the audience. Really.
Okay, tell us about your stay in New Orleans and how it impacted you, and also what sort of culture differences you found between America and the UK.
Cool. In 2010, my wife and I went out to the States for a road trip. Basically, we and one of our stops, we definitely wanted to go to Jazz Fest in New Orleans. So we drove down from New York and we got to New Orleans a couple of weeks before Jazz Fest. Couldn't find a hotel, so we went out to Lafayette and the kind of bayous and stuff. And got into Zydeco, and then we went back to New Orleans for Jazz Fest, and ended up staying there for 3.5 months.
Did you gig much out there?
Officially, no, but unofficially, yes, I did lots of gigs, which I wasn't planning on doing at all. But it's the thing that really I really loved, apart from the quality of the musicianship out there. Like the playing is so good because there's so many people, and so if you want to work, you have to kind of be good. And it was just it blew me away really. But I ended up doing gigs just because I played at a few jam sessions and met musicians, and then all of a sudden it helps as well. It's the only place I've ever been where guitarists are outnumbered by drummers and bass players.
Wow.
And horn players.
Wow.
Yeah. Like,
nice.
It was great. I couldn't believe it. So I picked up some gigs doing that, and the way it impacted my playing, I guess, was on one level it was really nice because I didn't think that I would be good enough to kind of to play with those guys. I thought I'd get a good education, and it was nice that I was kind of welcomed and I could play. And the other thing was their attitude towards it. It was a really welcoming music scene. Everyone just if you could play and you were nice to hang out with, then you could come and play, and everyone sat in with everyone else and played with everyone else. And, you'd be playing a gig in a horn section, we'd walking off the street and start playing along and stuff like that. It's just doesn't happen anywhere else. And there's music everywhere all the time, and everyone who lives there loves music, and it's just it's my favourite place in the world.
Okay. Tell us about your gear setup, your rig,
Yeah, cool. For acoustic gigs, I'm keep it very simple. I play a little vintage, the make, not the age, parlour guitar, which is lovely. Very cheap. It sounds great. Or I've got a Taylor Dreadnought as well that I play. And I generally I run 2 pickups on each one, a magnetic and a transducer, which I blend between the two, and then a little graphic EQ pedal, so I keep it really simple. Generally go straight to PA.
What about your electrics?
Electric setup, I currently play a Reese F2, guy in Cambridge, Clive Reese. It's actually one of the prototypes that he made a few years ago, and I fell in love with it and bought it. And that's my main electric. He also made me a travel guitar when I went to the States, which is a full scale length, but small enough to go in the overhead locker of a plane. That's really nice too. And I played one made by a guy down in Southend called Dan McPherson. It's kind of a hybrid between a Gibson and a Fender, I guess. It's a unique thing. Which weighs a ton, but it sounds great. I'm an amps as well. I play a Fender amp, but I'm waiting for a new amp that's being built by some guys. I use a Fender Hot Rod DeVille, which I've changed. I had to put 10-inch speakers in it and change the valves and stuff. But I'm getting a handmade one by a company called Hampstead Amplification, which is due any week, which is very exciting.
Do you prefer to write alone or with your band? If you're playing with your band or solo, do you write?
I generally write alone. Not. I don't know why really. I have written with a band in the past, but.
What is your electric band? Is this not what slightly band?
Well, I've got a full acoustic band, which is another guitar player, double bass, and a percussionist. And then I've got an electric band, which is normally just bass and drums, and me, so it's a bit trio. And we do kind of a lot of the same material, but in different ways because of the acoustic and electric element. But yeah, they're both called the Ben Smith Band, and there's certain crossover of musicians between the two as well. The same bass player, and get the drummer and the percussionist playing together and stuff, and the guitar player sometimes plays depending on the gig too. So.
One more question then.
Yeah.
What are your future plans for your musical career? Where would you like to go?
Well, I'm just trying to gig as much as possible, really. I've been finding I've been getting some more kind of solo gigs, which is great. And a lot of places I'm finding it's easy to go and kind of go and do a solo gig and then hopefully go back with the band at a later date. But it's trying to get into the kind of blues club scene and the folk club scene as well for the acoustic stuff. And I want to hopefully record a kind of studio album this year. I did a live album with the acoustic band last year, but this year I'd like to do a kind of solo record.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. That's everything, man.
Cool.
Thank you so much for your time.
That was a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cool, man.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
You can't do that no more. Since you went away, it ain't your place to stay. You can't do that no more.